There are flies buzzing in my ears. Hi, how's the New Year resolution going? Good? No? What happened? Let me guess. You skipped a few days, then a few weeks, and now it's been a few months. Am I right? No, I'm not psychic, just human like you, so I have been there. Just like you, I have fallen off the wagon so many times you'll think I was drunk. I used to lose motivation every other week until I found something that changed the game. Personal development. Hold on, hold on. Before you roll your eyes and say you've heard it all before, let me explain how this was a game changer for me. With personal development, it was like I went into myself and changed my inner workings. And once my inner workings changed, my outer results improved. My mindset upgraded, and suddenly my brain felt clearer. All the noise and the clutter cleared out. Whoosh. What was the noise? Self doubt. What was the clutter? The limiting beliefs I had about work, health, family, relationships, money. There were so many limiting beliefs I had about all these things that were obviously affecting the kind of life experiences I was having. Angry yet? Because that was me. Once I realized how much I have been self sabotaging myself, I got quite angry. Angry with myself, angry with society at large. It's similar to when you break up with that lying, cheating partner that you've given so many chances to. When you finally catch some sense and call it quits for good, it's almost like you get angry with yourself for how many chances you gave to them. But anyway, I refuse to remain in that place of anger because anger is good for breaking bad habits, but not necessarily good for building new ones. So I had to come to a place whereby I was working on myself, trying to improve myself bit by bit. And initially, I did not notice any difference. But a year passed and it felt like I was a whole new person. It seems like those little changes built up to the extent that I would do something and I wouldn't even recognize myself. I'll be like, wait, this isn't me. I will catch myself literally at moments saying, this is definitely not me. I wasn't like this a year ago. And it was a good thing. They were good changes, changes that I once thought I was not capable of. Okay. I would just do something and, you know, create certain boundaries, uphold certain boundaries, approach certain situations in certain ways. And I'll be like, wow, this is a whole different person. Have I always been this way? Have I always had this version of myself hidden inside, waiting to be discovered? I learned the truth, and as I say, the truth will set you free. The whole status quo changed, and the results I have been chasing after for so long started trooping in much more easily. The abs I was trying to get for more than a decade, I got in 4 months. I've always wanted to play the guitar. I went ahead and bought one after putting it off for so long. I wrote and finished my first ebook. Even this video you're watching, hello, I've been procrastinating on this for 2 years. You could have been watching this 2 years ago, but nope. So many factors that stood in the way, so many internal factors that limited me from doing that. All of a sudden didn't make any sense anymore. They lost the power over me. And I was like, fine, I'm starting my YouTube channel. And here we are, all because of personal development. So you might ask, what changed? I changed. Because before personal development, let me tell you, what didn't I do? Habit trackers, accountability groups. I had put in so much effort into changing my external working, into changing my habits. Meanwhile, my mental state kept tripping me up. But with personal development, instead of concentrating all my efforts on trying to change my habits time and time again, it was like I went behind the scenes to go find out from the cast members what's going on. Why do we keep fumbling on stage when the spotlights were on? It's similar to working on the engine that was my brain. And once I fixed the engine, suddenly the wipers were merrily swiping away. The air conditioner no longer blew stale air. The brakes actually worked. The vehicle that was my life was back on track. So back to you. I'm going to ask you again, how's the New Year resolution going? Don't you think it's time to first work on your mindset before your skill set? If you agree, you've come to the right place. My name is Joy, and I have struggled with self-sabotage from when I was an adolescent. I used to think I was a very disciplined person. I mean, back then, living in my parents' home, I went to school when I was supposed to, did my assignments, got good grades. So I thought I had all my ducks in a row. Not until I left home. And then I realized I began struggling with simple things that I used to do easily when I was back at home. simple adult things became Herculean tasks. Once it took off that PG setting, everything went haywire. Not all at once, but little by little. I would procrastinate on the things that would genuinely benefit me. 1 year passed, 2 years turned to three, and soon it was 10 years post graduation. And all the things I thought I would get on with once I leave home, once I became an adult, an independent adult, all those dreams began to fade away. I had two options: level up or give up on them. Every January, when I wrote down my New Year resolution, it was on a new sheet of paper, but they were the very same goals. A sign that I had failed once again. It wasn't because they were such lofty ideals or such difficult goals. It was for lack of trying, for lack of consistent effort. I had an income, I had time, I had freedom, but I clearly lacked sense. Because how else would you explain how I spent most of my late 20s scrolling my life away? I remember when the first gray hair showed up. I thought it was cute. My reaction was, this is just due to stress. But soon I had a spattering of gray and I had to admit that this wasn't stress. Time was slipping away. Reality swooped in fast and I was forced to stare at the enemy in the mirror, to stare at myself. I was the problem. I had self-sabotaged all along. So cue my journey into self-development. Along the way, I discovered that I had been fighting very powerful enemies, very powerful foe that had been working to limit me that I didn't even know about, but was still working. That enemy is called resistance. I mean, apart from resistance, I also discovered other concepts like growth mindset, the Pareto principle, biohacking, the 4 hour work week. All these concepts that I was getting exposed to were already information and principles for living that were always out there, but I wasn't aware of them. Probably because you would say I was in what you would describe as the matrix. Does all this sound like you? Do you feel like if you continue on the current trajectory that society has laid out for you, that you would stay swiping and scrolling your life away? Okay. You wake up in the morning, scroll, go to work or school. While you're there, lots of small talk, lunch, snacking, come back home, swipe from one TV show to the other, fall asleep on the couch, wake up, scroll some more, and then go to bed. Wake up the next day to do it all over again. Is that it? Is that our grand plan for our time on earth? I didn't think so. I didn't want that to be my own reality. I knew that I had to take control of my life. I had to take charge of every action and every moment had to be crafted with intentionality. Not because I wanted to be working all the time or wanted to get into like hustle mode and the grind culture. No. But when I'm resting, I should be resting. When I'm working, I should be working. The information I consume on a day-to-day basis should be intentional, should be things that I want to actually get myself exposed to, not things that society have bombarded me with that would then make me get triggered and angry. I wanted to live a curated life, a life that when I look back years down the line, I wouldn't have any regrets that I had wasted my time. If that's you, if you want to take back control of your mind and therefore your life, why don't you come with me on this journey? The good part of this journey is that, unlike the Matrix, where the people went underground and separated themselves from society just to be safe, we don't have to do that. We would stay in society and dominate it. Why? Because by the time you overcome self sabotage, self doubt, procrastination, by the time you defeat resistance, you end up standing head and above your peers because look around. Everyone is lost in the matrix. Everyone is lost in the rat race. They're hardly living a fulfilling life. By the time you build an intentional lifestyle for yourself, you realize that people would come to you to find out what are you doing? How are you able to get on with what you want to do? How are you able to achieve so much? We'll build an existence that will be a beacon for others to see the light and come out of their dream state. But before you can save them, before you can save others, let's save ourselves first. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Grow with Joy. It's both a fact and a euphemism because you'll be growing with me, joy, but also growing joyfully. Our philosophy is not about the tedious grind and the grueling, self-depreciating approach to self-development. Yeah, we'll first change our mindset. So when it comes to doing the physical work of changing our life, it will be more enjoyable. When we eat healthy, we'll feel good. When we exercise, we'll feel elated. On Monday mornings, when we go to work or school and everyone else is downcast and grumbling, we'll feel excited to be there because we know why we're there. I'm so excited about this adventure we're about to embark on. I can't wait to celebrate your growth and your wins with you. If you're still having some doubts about changing your life for good, you can borrow some of my belief until you grow some of yours. I believe in you. If I could go from being one track minded, seeing the world through a certain lens, being dopamine addled, to being this focused, intentional person, I think you can too. I hope to see you in future videos where we can delve deeper into our mindset and fix ourselves from the inside out. But in the meantime, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified when next I post more videos. And if you're absolutely psyched about doing this with me, comment in the comment box below and I'll come around and say hi. See you soon. Hi, how's the New Year resolution going?